everybody. Today I am going to be attempting my first 3 out of 4 Seru. Um, so I haven't done 3 out of 4 before. I've done 2 out of 4. This time the only one that I killed was the haste buff. So anybody who's not familiar, um, let's look at the map over here real quick. Seru, oh gosh, how do we turn these off? There we go. Alright, so um, there are these 4 temples here, one here, one here, one here, one here. At the top of each of these temples is a mini raid boss. However you say these names, Presirum, something like that. Anyway, if you kill the raid boss, they have a buff applied to them, and if you kill the raid boss, it will remove that buff from Seru when you fight him. And I hope I'm saying that name right. I've never actually pronounced it out loud. Seru. So anyway, so there's 4 buffs that apply to Seru, and from what I understand, when you don't kill any of them, and it's 4 of them are up, then you can't slow Seru in addition. So that kind of sucks. Um, so yeah, this is my first attempt at a 3 out of 4. I have the good old Pally Rogue Ranger, and I have my little clicky here that's it is a 55% slow. Yeah, 55% attack slow. So that's super helpful against him. I will be face tanking him because that is what this character does. And I will be taking the curse and burning the curse with these fungus covered vials charges. Um, so I think that's the only way that my character can do it, because the way that you do it, so what happens is when you get to one of the breakpoints, like 80%, 60%, 40%, or 20%, then it spawns one of those mini bosses that you haven't killed. And when that spawn happens, you also get cursed. But apparently, if you're out of line of sight when that happens, then you don't get cursed. But there's no way for me to like continue attacking out of line of sight and dropping him, so I just deal with it. Uh, yeah, so here we go. We're gonna give it a try. Give it the old college try. So we got Seru. We're gonna try and hit him with that. Nice. Um, Something I can mention that I haven't mentioned or I didn't mention is that on my weapons I've got these Yttrium Fragment of Truth, and it gives you Cerubane, and that is super useful so that I can keep my weapons instead of having to switch to these, because these don't have any stats on them at all. And the reason why that's important is because this magic resist, my magic resist at 630 generally will always resist his stun. But if it's any lower than that, it does not resist the stun, and then that sucks. It's a pain. So I'm going to go ahead and switch in my Primal Velium War. There we go. And I got the proc for it there. So that gives me Avatar, which gives me a little bit more attack on top of everything. And so this is not a exciting fight, really. Um, it's just a war of attrition here. We just keep smacking this guy over and over again. And eventually, at I think 80%, he will spawn the first of them. It looks like he's got the BBB blade on there equipped, so that's cool. Yeah, so I recently discovered this potion, and it absolutely makes this fight so much easier. Um, it's not a free win by any means, but it's definitely easier. So this is kind of the benefit of having the Pally, right? The Paladin. You get some pretty decent sustain just by auto attacking, and on top of that, I have the heal gem in there. And then I cast the hot on myself every now and then just to keep myself full in case the stun hits me and stuns me. It's a 20-second stun, and it is just absolutely brutal if it lands. 20 seconds feels like forever when you're in a fight like this. I was I was fighting him one time. It was just like a 1 out of 4. You know, it wasn't even like 2. It was just 1 of 4. And he hit me with that stun, and then he hit me for, I want to say it was 11,000 damage in one round. Like, it was crazy. So I went from like half health to nothing instantly. Yeah, so now we switch over and we killed the ad that he spawned, and I don't know if you saw, but I hit my fungus covered vial there. Um, just to knock the curse off. And the curse is, oh crap, what was that? That was one of those 11,000 rounds. Dang, man. He slapped me. Uh, that was crazy. What is going on? He is really slapping hard today. Dang. I mean, look at that. That's like 5k. Just instant. Dang, man. I'm not actually certain if he gets harder, like if he starts hitting harder when you leave more of these bosses up, or if it's just harder because so each of these bosses that you leave up gives him a 25,000 health shield, and so he's only got, or is it 25,000 or 250,000? It's a crap ton of health, whatever it is. Yeah, 250,000. So he's got about a million health, and if you leave all 4 of them up, then it doubles his health. Um, and so I've got 3 of them up, so he'll have an extra 750,000. And that happens, he gets like a spell shield um, that absorbs the damage. Alright, so we dropped him. So he gets a spell shield that absorbs however much health, you know, based on those buffs that you leave up. And that happens at like 35% or 30%, something like that. So, like, we want to keep ourselves pretty pretty high health. And now I've got Simp Strike 5 and Sympathetic Healing 5, because if I try and go higher than 5, I think 6 for Sympathetic Strike, you just can't even find anything that my class combo can use. You have to be like a Intelligence caster or Wisdom caster to use any of them. Um, and then the healing, I think is the same way, where like there's nothing that I can get that I can use at 6. I can use like some of the 7 ones, but I don't have any heals that would trigger the sympathetic healing at level 7 because there's a requirement on it. Um, this is not going terribly. It's also not the greatest. I could be burning some of my stuff here, I guess. Some of my disciplines, just to try and make this go faster. I gotta put my attack buff back on. Get my damage shield back up. Make sure that stays. All that stays up. my DPS is not great on this character. I think I average around like 5,500, 5, 6, something like that. Somewhere between 5 to 6,000 DPS, um, which isn't super good. I probably need to get some attack, some more attack, because about half of my damage is physical white damage, and then 21, 22%. All right, I'm gonna knock off that. Sweet. 21 or 22% is probably um, procs, and then another 25 is backstab damage. Alright, we're getting slapped again. I could slow this guy. There we go. I wonder if Seru's still slowed. No, he's not. That's why he's freaking beating me. Absolutely wrecking my life. So that paralyzing poison is super nice, but it's only like 3 minutes long. So you gotta pay attention. Which clearly I've not been. I've been, this is my first time trying to do a play-by-play while also doing the fight. So maybe not the best thing to do when you're um, attempting your first, 3 out of 4 kill. Overall, this doesn't seem like it's going very bad. I'll hit Deadeye here. So I should have one more ad come up at uh, when I get him down to 39%, under 40. Oh yeah, I got an AA. Look at that. I can spend more points on things I don't care about. I have enough AAs that I need one more mystical tuning, and then everything else is just like random, the trash, right? Like the stuff that nobody cares about. So this Dark Poison is an event. This is the Valentine's event, um, and it comes from this sign of inner spite. So that's going to be gone here soon. It doesn't do a ton, but it helps. It's some DPS. So use it while you got it, right? Speaking of which, I could be using some chocolates here. Um, what do we got? Dwarven rock chocolate. What does that give me? Stamina. Yeah, okay. Do a stamina buff. Look at that. Put us over 9,000 or 19,000. This is a strength buff. I want to say. Oh, it's a ton of things. Does that stack? Let's try it. It does not stack. Alright, we got the other guy. Do this. We will try and slow him. I wonder if he can't be slowed. Yeah, immune to changes in attack speed. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Let me just switch back over to Inquisitor. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, we got a heal. Try and stay up. See, I haven't gotten hit by a stun yet. And I want to say that this 630 magic resist is what's causing that. Because before, when I was swapping, I would go down to right around 600. I don't remember if it was more or less, but it was right around 600. And that stun would land like every time. And if it did, you were pretty much dead. Like there was no recovery from it. I think that you can use disciplines even if you're stunned. So I guess you could put like a deflection discipline up, which is 18 seconds. So that would, you know, negate that, but still, like it's just not fun. All right, so there we've dropped all 3 ads. Now it's just a matter of getting through this guy's defense, just chipping away at him. Um, so like I said, once it gets to like 35%, that's when you get the shield, and you'll see my damage will stop, and instead it'll just say it was absorbed by a spell shield. Kind of sucks. It takes forever to get through, but again, it's just part of the fight. Part of the fight. I can't imagine. So I killed the guy, the boss who gives him a attack speed buff, and it's like 65% attack speed, right? So I can't imagine fighting him at 65% attack speed and also not being able to use my 55% attack speed slow. So like that just seems like suicide. I don't think that I'm going to be able to do 4 out of 4 on this character. But I don't know. Maybe it'll be a future episode and I'll be able to attempt it. I also have buffs from a cleric and a shaman. So I've got shaman cleric buffs, which kind of helps. It pushes my AC and my HP by a couple, a bit more than what I can self buff as a paladin. Alright, we're getting close. 32. Must not be 35. It must be 30% where it starts to do it. Unless it's going to make me a liar. What? Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, the spell shield. Alright, so now we just, like, literally wait for the spell shield to run out of damage. And we just have to keep ourselves alive in the meantime. Make sure that that slow stays on him. Nope, missed it. Oh no. Oh no, he's wrecking me because I've not slowed him. Yeah, see, like that was just a couple of seconds without him being slowed, and he like absolutely slapped me. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine another like 65% over that. That's insane. Those minion builds and whatever that are able to do 4 out of 4, they've got so much going for them. We'll run through some of these disciplines again. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I can just go ahead and burn through everything at this point, trying to get the shield down. No reason to save it. He doesn't really have like a burn phase where if you don't kill him quickly, then you die. It's just get it done. Slow and steady. That's the name of this character. Slow and steady wins the race. He can tank like a beast, but he does not have burn. Alright, we'll put 2-shot up. See if we can take a chunk out of this guy's damage shield. The worst part about the damage shield is that I feel like it doesn't reflect my crits. It's like you don't see the spell shield absorbing crit. So like I hit for, 6k, 3k, and you just don't see that anywhere on this parse over here. So I'm curious if crit doesn't matter on this against the spell shield, or if it just doesn't show all the damage that it's actually absorbing. I don't know. That is a question for men smarter than me. Man, my mana is like getting sucked up. Maybe I need to slow my roll there on the spells. It's such an annoyingly slow fight. Dang. Uh, my slow wore off. That explains it. Oh, I would love for the spell shield to be done. I don't, as far as I know, there's not like a time constraint for you to kill, like to get rid of that spell shield. Um, at least from my understanding. So even if it takes me a while, eventually we'll run through it all. I don't have like best in slot stuff, but I have some good stuff. With this build, you want heroic dex and you want spell damage and attack, right? And kind of in that, maybe not even in that order. Maybe you want HP over attack. I don't know. Attack just kind of comes with the stuff that you're getting. The heroic dex, though, every 25 gets you defensive stats. It's like 25 gives you 1% parry, 1% dodge, 1% riposte, and then every 10 heroic dex gets you 1% bow damage. So like right now I have 12% additional bow damage because of my heroic dex. Um, so you kind of want to aim for one of those 5 or 25 or 10 breakpoints if you're going for anything. Good gosh. The kinesthetics discipline is almost up again. Man, I hope I get a good fragment out of this. I'd really love like the backstab fragment. That'd be sick. But yeah, the I'm using the bloodbath, and the bloodbath has 10 extra magic resist, 10 heroic magic resist, whatever you want to call it. And this guy's got 3. So between the two, that gets me an extra 13 heroic magic resist. That's 4. I could swap this Crown of Ryle for something like something that has like, well, I guess 15% or 15 is pretty good. I was thinking Tyrannax's Crown was a high magic resist item, but I don't think it's more than that actually. That's that's a lot. You can also get these Pristine Pearl of Magical Warding, which gives you 3 magic resist, heroic magic resist. Those drop in Vishen's Peak off of just trash mobs, really. Um, and I don't know if people sell them. Pearl of Magic. Yeah, so there's you can get some. Yeah, these are just the regular ones though. To get the legendary one is, I guess, pretty rare. Um, Come on, man. Slow down. There we go. He's also a paladin, so like occasionally he will you'll see him have the shield, this thing, holy shield, come up. See, I find that funny. So here I've gotten through everything. We're on the last leg here. Let's see if we can drag him away from these other corpses so I can loot him when I kill him. All right, come on, Seru. This is where I miss my my SK Wizard Bard, and I can just like drop in 150,000 damage and Death Touch and Harm Touch and all that stuff. Just try and finish the fight out. Oh my goodness. I feel wicked slow, like I'm not doing any DPS right now. And I guess I am, but feels like it's just dragging right now. I think in the future, I would drop True Shot Discipline at the very beginning. Because I think that you would have a chance for it to be back up by the time that you get to, or before you kill him. I think you might be able to get 2 uses out of it if you didn't wait and just dropped it immediately. So that might be the play in the future. Because y'all are watching this, you know how long it's taking. This is not a fast run at all. Although we're getting finishing blows now, so it won't take long now. There we go. Let's see what we get. Berserker Blade. Oh, he was dual wielding. Plus had a Sword of Truth. Dang. And we got a garbage. I mean, combat efficiency, or not efficiency, combat effect 1, but it's not the greatest, let's be real. And that's not even that great either. Bummer. But that was the first 3 out of 4. That's pretty cool. Glad to have been able to kill him.